Hello my Foonatics, it's Fufu here, and today I'm going to take you through my planned character build for Fallout 4. What I'll do is I'll explain how the special attributes work in Fallout 4, then explain what kind of a character I wanted to build, explain what perks I thought I'd want, and finally say which special attributes I decided to invest in. So the special attributes in Fallout 4 work slightly differently to some games, although some things are similar. Strength determines your carry weight and the damage of melee and unarmed attacks. Perception affects how soon you see enemies on your minimap thing, and also your weapon accuracy in bats. Endurance affects your hit points and also how many action points you drain when running. Charisma affects like dialogue options and speech checks, which is really fun, and also means that prices at vendors will be cheaper. Intelligence affects how much experience you gain in this game, which is different to previous ones, and there is an argument going around saying that people should just fully invest in intelligence because you'll level up quicker and then you can actually invest in your other special attributes as you go because you're leveling up faster. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to roleplay a bit more and invest in other things. So there's agility, which affects how well you can sneak around, and also the number of action points you have to start with. And finally, luck, which affects your critical chance and also chances of finding better loot in random places. So those are the special attributes. You have 21 points to spend in them at the beginning of the game, which isn't as many as previous games. You used to have a lot more, but we can see how that works. The big thing to consider in my mind is access to perks. So what this is the chart in Fallout 4 of perks, and you only have access to ones that your special attributes allow you to. So if you only invested in one strength, then you'll only have access to one perk in strength. Whereas if you've got like 3 strength, you'll have access to the first 3 perks in strength, and so on. You can go all the way down to 10 strength. So what I did was I looked through all the perks and decided what the minimum I wanted in each attribute would be. I decided that I wanted to use a melee character because some of the melee weapons they used in the trailers looked so fun, and I definitely wanted to get my hands on them. So with that in mind, I decided that for strength, the minimum that I would want, this perk, Big Leagues, is the melee weapon damage perk, so I definitely want that. But there's also Blacksmith, which is about weapon mods for melee weapons. I want to craft crazy melee weapons, so I definitely want that perk, and that is the minimum that I would invest in strength because I want access to this perk. So that's the minimum strength would be strength 4, but I would probably invest more because the more I invest in strength, the more damage my melee attacks will be doing. So that's something to bear in mind. But the minimum strength I'd do is 4. For perception, an important perk to have would be the locksmith perk, which allows you to pick really tricky locks basically, and you don't really want to be locked out of the game. You won't be able to get some of the best loot and things, which would be sad. So that would be important to have, but really perception doesn't do too much for a melee character because it's about accuracy in VATs, and in combat, if I'm a melee character, I'm up close and personal, I'm not going to be missing anyway. So I don't mind sacrificing perception a bit. It's just whether I'm willing to sacrifice being locked out of places. But that's something I'll just bear in my mind. For endurance, I did want to invest in this because as a melee character, I'm probably going to be taking some damage as I approach and then during the fight. So I'd want to invest in endurance a bit. There's a good perk here that gives you extra HP, which is great, and here you can see toughness, so you're getting more damage resistance as well. So you get some quite good bulky perks early on in the endurance tree, but I may want to invest more into it because then you automatically get more health. And there are some more fun perks down here as well. This one is called Aquaboy, which is a new one, and it's a perk that gives you water breathing, so you can access more areas of the map, and I think that would be cool in a playthrough. So I potentially will invest more in endurance. Charisma, I do want to be able to pass some speech checks. One perk that I definitely want is a Manhunter because I love being able to seduce all the crazies in the wasteland, so that will be fun. And that's only 2 charisma, so I want to do that. But if there are any points available, I would like to invest a bit more in charisma. There are some really fun perks here, and passing dialogue options is great. There's this one as well, which is Attack Dog, which looks pretty fun. You can have a canine companion to help you out. So intelligence, there's a perk here like Locksmith, which is Hacker. You can hack into some computers and access extra areas or extra information and things like that, which is really good. You don't really want to be locked out of this. I actually think that this would be a better thing for me to invest in rather than perception. Even though I'm going to be locked out of things, it's a sacrifice I'll make if I can be a hacker. And also, there's a perk here which means I get better stimpact, which means better recovery. So that's important. And also investing in intelligence, it gives me faster experience gain, which is more useful than more accuracy in bats, in my opinion. So I think I would prefer to go for hacker here rather than lockpicking there. In terms of agility, there were a number of options I could take. Agility, I would like to be able to sneak around, and there's a perk that increases your sneak chances, and that's only at 3 agility. So I could just invest 3 and try for better sneaking that way. Or I could invest a bit more and get the Action Boy perk at 5 agility, which means that you regenerate action points faster. Action points are used for sprinting in this game now, which is definitely something a melee character could be doing if you're trying to run into combat and then run to your next enemy and everything to minimize being shot at. So that could be a really useful perk to have. And then further down at agility 7, which is a big investment, you can get Ninja, which gives you a huge bonus to melee sneak attacks. But the thing is, because I would be investing so much in agility and probably a lot in strength as well, it would mean that I'd have to sacrifice heavily on other attributes, which I'm not sure I'm willing to do, and it would mean that I'm solely a sneak melee build, which I'm not sure if that's the way I want to commit to just yet, so I was a bit reserved about that. And finally, luck. There weren't any specific perks that I want here. Luck, there's a perk about better criticals, you do more critical damage. That's good if you're sneaking around a lot, but as I say, I don't know if I'm going to be doing that yet. If I do want to, then I can try and invest in luck a bit more, but that's how I'm thinking at the moment. So with the minimums decided, the minimum in each one that I want decided, this is how it looked like. Wait, I'm just gonna find, yeah, this is how it looked like. So I wanted a minimum of 4 strength, minimum of 3 endurance, minimum of 2 charisma, minimum of 4 intelligence, and a minimum of 3 agility. I decided to sacrifice perception because I've got the intelligence to hack into terminals rather than lockpick. And luck, because I didn't need the criticals so much, I thought that I would be able to sacrifice that as well. It gives me a huge 10 points remaining. So what I did was automatically I put agility to the middle one, which meant that I get faster action point regeneration, and it would mean that my sneaking is a little bit better as well. Then I decided to invest a lot more in strength because, as I say, I do want more melee damage. So I went up to 8. I didn't want to go to the max of 9 or 10 because I feel like there are other ways to boost my strength, and the perks at those ones weren't too appealing to me, so I just stuck at 8. And that leaves me 4 points remaining, which I just invest 2 into the other things that I've already invested into. So I've got 5 endurance, which means that action point drain isn't as bad, and I do have access to the Aqua Boy perk, so I can breathe underwater, which would be great if I choose that perk. And then finally, charisma 4 means I'm more likely to be able to pass some speech checks, and I also get access to the attack dog perk, meaning that I can use the canine companion to his fullest. That gives me some nice stats down here. You can see my starting HP would be 105, which is pretty decent. A 340 carry weight, which is huge. It means that I can haul around all the random bits and bobs that I find in the wasteland, which could be good for crafting crazy melee weapons, so that could be fun. And finally, action points of 110, which seems like a good place to start off with. So I've got a heavy strength investment and then some middling ones down here. I think that's a good way to go. I hope I'm not handicapping myself with too low perception and luck, but that is going to be the build. I hope you're looking forward to seeing a melee character that can maybe do some talking and other stuff and sneaking and things. Let me know what you think of my character build, and I'd be really interested to know what you guys are thinking of doing with your characters too. Let me know what kind of a character you like, whether you like sneaky snipers or whether you like just all out punch them, whatever. I'm really interested to hear. I hope you're as hyped as I am for Fallout 4. All that's left to be said is I've been Fufu, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.